So we started peeling them out of the garage where the Primo GTO Chevelle and this beautiful 68 Dodge Charger was sitting. We started first because it's such a big car.
Yeah.
Can't squeeze those other ones around it. So Joe, you just got this car finished. You bought this car last year, correct?
Right. This was originally a Louisiana car. It was not, from up here. Then a guy bought it. He had it for a year in Iowa. It was burgundy, which isn't the right color that's supposed to be on the car. It's a true RT. Back in the day, there was 96,000 Chargers made in this year.
Sure.
There's only 17,000 that was real RT.
Sure.
And today, there's probably only 5,000 of them left.
Yeah. If that. So to have a real RT 68, and my favorite was the 68. I like the 69. But I was really just like the front end of this car, the taillights on this car. It's unique. And so when people are talking about Chargers, there's always a preference. It's that split bumper on the 69,
right,
or the taillights on the 68.
Right.
I said, well, you could get the best of both worlds and put a 69 clip on the 68 body.
Yeah.
But man, I like them both. I think they're beautiful cars. It'd be hard. I had a 69, but it'd be hard for me to choose between one and the other. It'd be really hard to top this. So you were telling us this is a factory color. You wanted to go back to the original color.
Well, this ain't the factory color. The factory was red, but red, it was darker.
Okay.
And what I wanted was a bright red that if you pull this into the sun, you do not see a big flip to orange.
Doesn't turn orange.
And I wanted it to stay red. And this is actual House of Color, blood red, and it doesn't flip. Now, when we bought the car, we bought it last year in June, and God, it needed everything. All the suspension needed to be gone through, which we did. All new ball joints, transmission lines. So much things that were done to the engine. The transmission was rebuilt. We changed the gears in the back end. 355s, what it should be. Somebody had put in highway gears, went through everything. It was just, the interior was kind of messed up. And we put our heart and soul in this thing to get this thing mechanically sound. And once we got it mechanically sound, well, it was the end of the year, and then we gave it to my painter, and he's just phenomenal. We did a bunch of metal on the car because we had a really bad, quarter on the other side.
Sure.
We had rocker problems down here that were, somebody had stuffed Bondo in it and cleaned all that stuff out, and then just, got all new metal back where we needed it to be. So we stripped the car in December right here. And everything was taken off this car, every piece of chrome, and this car has a lot. Especially
that's no easy task for anybody watching. There's
especially
a lot
that
of chrome.
Front grille. When you take that whole front grille out, and there's a vacuum on the headlights, that whole grille comes out as one piece.
Sure.
It takes 4 hours to put it back in.
Yeah.
But Joe and I, did this together and tore it all apart. We went through the gauges, they worked, they didn't work, replaced them. 6 times that dash went in and out of here. And now the car is just rock solid. And then we got this car back, and 12 days later, we had it like this.
Hey, you did well.
So
you were really antsy and anticipating getting it back so you guys could start throwing your work into getting it complete and ready to roll down the road.
Yeah, because it's car season, but there's just so much stuff to it when you start looking at all these.
Oh no, there's.
It looks like it's not that big of a deal, but wheel well moldings, the blinkers.
Well, and for people that don't know, when you're dealing with new paint and you're trying to work this piece of chrome on, you got to have kid gloves on and be really, really careful when you're working on something like this. So we're going to do a little walk around of the car. Now, it's got the RT stripe, and I'm sure it had that factory, correct?
Yes, sure did.
And it's a satin or a matte finish?
Yeah, that's a matte finish.
And that's a decal.
And it's a decal. And my son and his fiance have gotten really good with stripe work. They have a company that they do this on the side. And this is a nightmare to get on to make sure that these lights come out in the center and all of this lines up
exactly the way it should.
Well, and you got a little brake right here, and it's got
yeah,
a line right up
there.
in the middle of that car.
Yeah.
Because that thing, it's got a little slight V to it right here in the center point.
Right.
Got to line up with that keyhole, and everything's got to be symmetrically
then when it runs down
perfect.
the side, you know, it's got a bend in it.
And the same, like you said over there with this light, it's got to be centered in that stripe.
Right, and there's a bend right here. You don't see it as it rolls over, but there's an actual bend in this corner when this comes down.
Yeah, you can absolutely tell from here that it has that.
So Joe and myself and Kennedy, you know, did all this. You know,
Joe, a lot of measuring, I'm assuming.
Oh, 4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Hey, that's a quick job if you ask me.
And everybody said we were crazy to put this on. And
now
And yet, when you call, you know, a professional, say, "Where does this mount?" And they go, "We can't tell you exactly."
Yeah.
You got to kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
So I thought we were crazy, but I also own a company that does.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So
exactly.
it's still getting, you know, done right.
So the vinyl top, did you have it put on?
No, that top was this way. Now the thing that we did with it is we got it to look like it's brand new.
Sure. But that's the top that you got the car with.
Yeah.
Because it does look new, Joe. I'll be honest.
I know, and we have some really good stuff to make this look like.
Yeah, well, that's great. I'm going to open this if you don't mind. Sure. We'll check out this really cool interior. Uh-oh, I see a plaque already.
Yeah, this is, let me show you this. Let me put this in front of the car.
Oh, yeah, so we're looking at a 440 mag, 727 torque flight, got the gear ratio, AC car, power disc brakes, Borgeson power steering. Yeah, tells all about the car there. Right. And you set that out. That's your display piece when you're at the cruises and the shows.
Now, one thing that you notice on here, it says Borgeson power steering.
Uh-huh.
So these cars all came with 16-to-1 steering, which were kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wander around some with them. Yeah.
So we changed the ratio on this.
What is it now?
Now it's 14.
14.
And you don't think that's a big difference.
It is on a big car.
When you turn like this, it's immediate.
Yeah.
And there's no slop in it anymore.
Right. Right. That's the bonus right there.
Yeah.
There's just something about a Charger dash, man, that really excites me, man.
I had a 68. Love it.
Headliner, the one that was in it, Joe?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Man,
not perfect, but
man, it's beautiful. It is a beautiful car. And I'll go ahead and close this. I love that color. You did well with that color choice.
Yeah.
You care if we pop the hood?
Yeah, let me. Joe, come pop the hood. We'll put this back in.
We got two Joes. We got Joe the father, Joe the son. Although not a junior, correct?
That's correct. Not a junior.
He is the third.
I remember. So there's a 440 Magnum. Now I got a quick story. This engine bay looks immaculate. But you were telling Greg and I earlier, you didn't pull the motor to do this.
Nope.
Well,
So what we did is, you know, of course, this was all off.
Sure.
I mean, everything that you see all the way around
came off,
except that brake booster.
You worked around the biggest piece there, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Then all of this was laid back, and this was laid forward. And my painter, Josh Johnson, one of the best painters in the world, I think.
Well, if he did this, he's talented.
Right, he's talented. Right down to, like, these springs. These springs are painted on the inside
and
just as well as the outside, because we made a jig for Josh to work with that stretched them out. So when he painted them,
absolutely,
the paint goes inside, not just on the outside.
You get all that paint on the entire spring. And a lot of people do not think about little things like that.
Detail is everything.
Detail is everything.
Right down to, in the factory, you notice this and this. This is painted, that ain't. And you go, I saw a guy go, oh, what do you do that for? Because in the factory, they took this, it wasn't on, the plate was bent upward, they painted under the plate and the plate with the one screw, and then when they put this on, they pushed it back down and they didn't paint the screw. That's the way it's supposed to look.
That's great.
Details.
That's great. Now, one little add-on you got here, and tell me what we're looking at here. Is that the dryer for the AC?
No, that's a vacuum pump because this thing's cammed.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask that, but this is the second car we've looked at of yours that has electric vacuum pump on it.
Yeah, and I only have two with pumps.
And you need that for the brakes.
Right.
Because if the cam's taking all that vacuum away,
that's right,
and you need to stop, you're going to want that vacuum pump.
That's exactly right. Yep.
Yeah, what was the most complicated thing you did on this car? Greg was asking here.
This grill.
This grill.
Taking this out with all the screws and nuts and bolts and wires and vacuum lines, and then putting this all back in.
Do you put it in as one unit?
One unit.
Yeah.
And you're putting this on, and you're like, don't bump here, and don't bump here, and don't scrape anything, you know. And then you get it all back together, and then you get in the car and you say this prayer.
Yeah.
That the lights open, the lights turn on, the blinkers work, and all that. And at the end of it, the only thing that was missing was the blinker at the bottom, underneath here in the pan.
Sure.
Forgot to connect it.
Forgot to
connect.
That was
it.
You did good, Joe.
So Joe and I did all of this together.
We got electric hideaway headlights. Or are they vacuum?
Yeah, no, they're vacuum.
Okay.
They're vacuum.
Another reason you need that vacuum pump.
I know.
Some people, I believe they do conversions for electric on these now, but they're so fast.
Right.
I don't think they take on that same cool look.
This is all pretty much original. The cam is not original. The intake's not original. Of course, the valve covers aren't. But that is a 1968 date code 68 440 Magnum block.
Just not original to this car. But date coded correct.
Exactly.
And to me, that's a big bonus. I've got the same thing with my Bird. It's got a 68 Firebird engine, though not correct to that car.
Right. Right.
But it's date coded correct.
Yep.
Well, Joe, I can't say enough good things about your beautiful 68 Dodge Charger RT here. You don't find many of them around.
No.
A lot of them didn't survive. They got treated rough. They got drove hard.
Yep.
And a lot of them don't make it to the end. But we're proud to see one here that's in pristine, probably in better condition than it was the day it was brand new.
Well, if you look at the gapping, it's really on.
Well, you know, they didn't really care as much about gapping as you do today.
Well, if you look at the gapping down the hood.
Yeah, down the hood, the door jambs.
Hood, they are almost dead even. And I tell you what, Joe and I worked on all the gapping on this car before we gave it the paint.
Yeah, you do that and then you mark it. And it's very tedious work, and it's almost impossible to do it alone. You need a couple sets of hands on it.
So we actually did this car in just less than 1 year by 2 weeks.
Yeah, you did great. You know, back in May, you told me you'd have it back 1st of July.
Yeah.
It's July 6th or 7th, and here we are looking at a completed car. So, man, sure appreciate you showing it to us. We got a couple more.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, haven't got those others out yet, and I'm a Pontiac guy, but I love this car. And we've saw some beautiful cars here today. A couple more to go, y'all.
Joe, just pull it down.